Welcome all of you here once again in another session. Almost 14 days left before your examination. Let's try another one and go through the insights. But yes, before I start, let me just inform you of this mega launch starting monthly plans at 49 rupees, Railways Elite, Railways Super Elite at just 99 rupees a month. Ab hoga elite level preparation pocket friendly. Do check before you subscribe to any course, batch, or the super. Hello, good afternoon, everybody here. Waiting for your answers, then we go ahead. Waiting for your answers. Let me explain the first one. Quick, everybody, at least who are live. Small village, very small village. Click is a group of friends who share common interests. Group of friends who share common interest. Hamlet is a very small village by Shakespeare also. That was a play. Panel is a group of experts. Grove is a small wooded area. Quick. If not, I will go ahead. Welcome, Avijit. Good evening. I would say the same here because it's not voice that we can transform the subjective and the objective cases. We have to keep the subjective case, and the objective case. As far as my knowledge and experience is concerned, who should remain who, not whom. That's interrogative, putting auxiliary before the subject. That has to be assertive, subject, and then the auxiliary after that, the answer. Although it is marked wrong, but hello, good evening, hey dear. It has to be correct. I don't consider the first one correct. We cannot change cases in narration. I repeat, we cannot change cases subjective to objective or objective to subjective. Yes, we do change pronouns. First person according to the subject, second person according to the object, but we don't change the cases. So as far as my experience knowledge is concerned, answer should be C, not first. Given answer is first. He delivered thank you, brother. Obviously, maiden speech is the first speech, not the best or the final or the mid speech. The first speech. Spelled incorrectly. Welcome, Rohit. Good evening, brother. Initial velocity, yep. Perseverance, absolutely. The professor delivered a lucid explanation of the theory, all correct. Her remarks were intentionally ambiguous. Okay. The committee reached a unanimous decision. Okay. He showed remarkable perseverance. Just a sec. It's perseverance, not perseverance. No additional R in between. So that's wrong. Spell check. Quick, please. Yep. The person whose job is to drive a car for somebody else. Quite common PYQ. Chauffeur. One of the recent songs also featured this. Curator is for museum, like in cricket also the actual meaning is the one who takes care of a museum. But we have heard this term in cricket, pitch curator, the one who designs or sets the pitch of the game. But yes, of course, it is for museum. Usurer, the one who lands money at a high interest, shown in movies like that. And cortege is a procession of people. So, chauffeur. Let's go live, solving live with you. The organization of work in modern society reveals a persistent imbalance between paid employment and unpaid domestic labor. The organization of work in modern society reveals a persistent imbalance between paid employment and unpaid domestic labor. Okay. For many women, participation in the formal workforce through a standard 9 to 5 schedule is followed by several additional hours of household responsibilities. Cooking, cleaning, caregiving, emotional management continue well into the evening, effectively extending the working day without recognition or remuneration. This dual burden reflects not just the personal choice but a historically structured division of labor that assigns domestic work primarily to women. Feminist scholars argue unpaid household labor is fundamental to the functioning of the economy as it sustains the workforce while remaining excluded from economic measurement. Despite the necessity, such labor is often naturalized as duty or affection rather than acknowledged as work. Over time, the absence of rest, leisure, shared responsibility leads to chronic fatigue and diminished autonomy. Now, yet because domestic labor occurs within the private spaces remains invisible to labor laws and institutional protections. Ironically, while modern labor regulations emphasize limits on working hours, and the right to rest, these safeguards apply only to paid employment. Ironically, while modern labor regulations emphasize limits on working hours and the right to rest, these safeguards apply only to paid employment. Okay. Once women return home, the expectation of uninterrupted productivity resumes without legal recognition or social accountability. Feminist critic therefore identifies this arrangement as a form of labor exploitation, subtle, normalized, and sustained by gendered expectations. Addressing this imbalance requires reimagining work itself, expanding its definition beyond wages to include care, maintenance, emotional labor as integral to economic justice. What's the primary argument advanced from a feminist perspective in the passage? Done. Rohit. Yes, yes, curating questions. Quick. Yep. It says, because the domestic labor occurs within the private spaces, it remains invisible to labor laws and institutional protections. Women willingly choose domestic work. It's not mentioned in the passage. Domestic responsibilities are evenly shared. No, it remains invisible. Not even. Okay. Labor laws protect all forms of work. It remains invisible. Unpaid household labor is invisible, hidden. Which is the function of the clause that assigns domestic work primarily to women. This dual burden reflects not just this, but this that assigns, okay, behaving as what? Good evening, chivalrous. You got this wrong, but that was not difficult. Harish, if I'm not wrong in terms of pronunciation. Obviously, this dual burden reflects not this, but the division of labor, noun. Which labor? The labor that assigns domestic work primarily to women. So you are defining that labor, which is a noun. Nouns are modified by adjectives or adjective phrases or adjective clauses. It's a noun clause. No, we already have a noun. Division of labor. Two nouns cannot come together. Adjective clause, okay. Adverb, no, it's not modifying a verb. Conditional clause, not starting with any if or such. Adjective clause. The word naturalized means, yes, that was good, has been naturalized. Yes, despite the necessity, such labor is often naturalized as duty or affection rather than work. Done. Judge this. Such labor is naturalized as duty, affection rather than work. Absolutely. It's treated as biologically determined. Come on, you are saying naturalized. That's quite natural. If somebody says like I'm breathing, nothing say weird about this. It's quite natural. Everyone does. I teach Okay, humans do. Sir, I'm studying. Humans do. That's quite natural. That means that's not considered distinct. That is considered normal, accepted, unquestioned as per the options. Welcome, Neha. So treated as biologically, we are not discussing biology and all. We are talking about the, say, division of the imbalance between paid employment, unpaid domestic labor. So no biological terms discussed in the passage. Recognized by institutions. If it were, there wouldn't be any imbalance. Reduced to preference. It's not. It has been accepted as normal, natural, common, nothing distinct. Which phrase reflects the feminist critic represented in the passage? You can just think of any sentence mentioned. Hope done. Just a sec. Can check exactly also. Yes. They say feminist critic identifies this arrangement as a form of exploitation more than the required. Okay. More than the expectations. Labor should be evaluated only through market wages. Then it will be disbalance or imbalance because this is not the market one, that's the domestic one. Domestic work is a private matter beyond any rule or regulation. That's what they've been discussing throughout the passage. It should also be considered as a rule and regulation. Productivity naturally differs across social roles. Not discussed emphatically in the passage and not over here. But that is exploitation. That means rules should be made to avoid this exploitation. And the next line also addressing this is imbalance, requires reimagining work, expanding its definition beyond wages to include care. Yes, can pick this line also. Not exactly, but in terms of tone, theme, and flow. It should include care, maintenance, emotional labor also. So domestic work is private, no. Care labor, including care. Yes, exactly. Must be recognized within the economic justice. Straight line. Come on, I was inferring to be honest, but that is mentioned straight. Integral to the economic justice. Done. Easy peasy. Let's score. Okay, that's past, brother. The boss is to decide was. Nope. Was. Nope. Course of action is singular. Are. No. And that's correct. Decide is a verb, has an object, will be the new subject, is to be decided by the boss. Reliable. Done. Sometimes when we do not know the answer, we can eliminate. I won't say it works 100%, but 60% it does. The same. Ankit, staunch is, yes, reliable, loyal, committed, not untrustworthy. Antonym. Dodge is to avoid. When you ask for help, I'll dodge. Avoid. Irritate can't be a synonym of reliable. So I don't know the meaning of this, for example, in the examination, but still out of elimination, that has to be the answer. Loyal, committed, reliable. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom. King there had one leg, one eye, but was very intelligent and kind. Everyone lived a happy life because of the king. One day, king was walking through the palace hallway, saw the portraits of the ancestors. One day, he thought his children would walk in the same hallway and remember all the ancestors. But the king didn't have his portrait painted due to his physical disabilities. He wasn't sure how his painting would turn out. So he invited many famous painters from other kingdoms to the court. King then announced he wanted a beautiful portrait of himself to be placed in the palace. Any painter who can carry out this should come forward, will be rewarded based on how the painting turns out. All began to think the king had only just one leg, one eye. How can his picture be made very beautiful? It's not possible. And if the picture does not turn out to be beautiful, king will get angry and punish them. So one by one, all started to make excuses and politely declined to make a painting of the king. But suddenly one painter raised his hand and said that I will make a very beautiful portrait of you, which you will surely like. King became very happy hearing that. Other painters got curious. King gave him permission and the painter started drawing the portrait. Filled the drawing with paint. Finally, after a long time, said the portrait was ready. All the courtiers, other painters were curious and nervous, thinking how can the painter make King's portrait beautiful because King is physically disabled? What if the king didn't like the painting and got angry? But when the painter presented the portrait, everyone, including the king, was stunned. Painter made a portrait in which the king was sitting on a horse, on one legged side, holding his bow, aiming the arrow with his one eye closed. The king was very pleased to see that the painter had made a beautiful portrait by cleverly hiding the king's disabilities. King gave him a great reward. And when he scratched the reward, better luck next time. Google Pay. Which of the following is true as per the passage? Done. Avijit. Yes. Come on, let's go ahead faster. Hello, we can go ahead even faster, much faster. Obviously, the king's portrait was never completed. Done. The king was angry. No. Reward. They were more interested than the king himself is not mentioned in the passage. The painter cleverly hid the king's disabilities, making it beautiful. Straight. Antonym of decline. You need to show. No problem, chivalrous. Whenever you feel free with that. I don't think so. This time I should explain the meaning or look at the other options. Decline, refuse, accept. You are saying the antonym. Now, reject will be synonymous. Deteriorate will be, say, the status of something is going down. For example, somebody's health status, like a nation, company, etc., going down, and so is worsen, exacerbate, aggravate. Which type of story does the passage represent? Obviously, you can't see once upon a time there was a king of Hastinapur or any other name specified over there. The king Dhritarashtra, such and such, nothing such. So we can say that's an artificial, fictional story. Fables are also fictional, but they have animals as main characters portraying something. This is also portraying something, a message like somebody may be disabled but can be beautiful. So we can't judge a person, don't judge a book by its cover. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. But there are no animal characters portrayed, not the horse on which the king was. So that should be an artificial or a fictional biography. And what's the name of the king then? Why did the painters start making excuses? They were not interested. Done. Obviously, they feared the king's reaction if the portrait didn't look beautiful. All of them. How can is it possible? The king will get angry and punish them. So they started making excuses. All straight. They started making excuses because if the painting is not beautiful, king will get angry and punish them. Feared king's reaction if it doesn't look beautiful. Okay, that was my mistake. In a hurry. That was my mistake. I got this wrong. Okay. I thought of the same initially. Present indefinite, past indefinite, all good. Let's go ahead. But I didn't realize the context, the meaning. He said to me, when you are rich, you are doing the best. When you are rich, feel this in the native tongue. You are doing best. He said to me, the story belongs to past, the conversation belongs to past. In past, he would say, when you are rich, you are doing the best. And this is not a universal truth also, like when somebody is rich, he does the best. That means the poor people don't do the best. So no. A better choice. Okay. First pronoun changes. I was rich. If you pick you, second person, according to the object, I is correct. If we pick I, first person, according to the subject, it would be he, here, then, and it's not he. So I is not possible. The second one is wrong. Either this or this or that. This mismatch is not possible. That was all straight, past, past. The first one or the fourth one. In a hurry, I clicked the first one, but your friend can tell you, like, I know this is not your good performance in today's game, but that back that day you were performing quite well when you were angry and such, maybe. So my friend told me, like, when you were rich, you were doing the best. Say you are not doing good right now. So yes, I got this wrong. My absence of mind. So have to bear the blame, have to face the music. No problem. One more RC. Let's go. Community-based nutrition practices in India reflect a deep. That's what happens. No problem. That's what happens. Rohit. I didn't see that, brother. Told to. No problem. If that's wrong, that's wrong. That's what happens. We are humans. It's not just intelligence. If we can apply everything. We are humans and we make mistakes. In examinations, it happens. So one or two questions can get wrong, no problem. It shouldn't be more than 4 or 5. Max of 4 or max of 5, not more than that. Otherwise, it'll drag the score down. Community-based nutrition practices in India reflect a deep connection between food habits, local ecology, collective well-being. Rooted in regional traditions, these practices emphasizes seasonal eating, balanced meals, use of locally grown ingredients. Such food systems view nourishment not merely as calorie intake, but as a means of maintaining physical health, mental clarity, social harmony. For generations, households and communities have relied on traditional diets prepared from grains, pulses, vegetables, and spices suited to the local climate. These diets are affordable, culturally accepted, and environmentally sustainable as they depend on short supply chains and minimal processing. In rural areas, especially, shared food practices strengthen social bonds while ensuring nutritional security. In addition, traditional dietary habits promote moderation and mindful eating. Customs like fasting, portion control, seasonal variation help prevent lifestyle related disorders like obesity and diabetes. At a time when highly processed foods are widely available, these practices offer practical lessons in preventive health and ecological responsibility. However, these systems face growing challenges. Rapid urbanization, changing lifestyles, aggressive marketing of packaged foods have weakened traditional food knowledge. Loss of agricultural diversity and dependence on monoculture farming, agricultural diversity and dependence on monoculture farming further threaten nutritional balance. Protecting indigenous food practices therefore requires conscious effort, awareness, documentation, policy support. When preserved and adapted thoughtfully, traditional nutritional systems can contribute significantly to a healthy population and a sustainable environment. Which phrase summarizes the core theme of the passage? Last two, three lines we can infer. Two options seem correct. Should be this, but may be wrong. Two options, I think, may be correct. Quick. I too think of this, but 70% preference here, 30% here. Okay, if it gets wrong. No, just a sec, just a sec, just a sec, just a sec. It was also traditions, deep rooted. Sorry, traditions, traditional food. For generations have relied on traditional diets at a glance. In addition, traditional dietary habits. So I think the emphasis is on traditional food. Dominance of packaged, no. Decline of agriculture, no. I thought of C honestly, but not the emphasis. Economic impact, no. Traditional diets, yes. At least in these three paragraphs, we can see the same. If this one paragraph, yes, that's the only negative one. However, these moderation means hmm, moderate. you know Moderate, the adjective. No. Hello. It's mild, moderate, normal, excessive, severe then. Moderate is always normal, not low, not high, moderate. You know this. How can we say, yes, thank you, Avijit, thank you. We can't say excessive, or anything excessive can be moderate. Anything irregular can be moderate. If that's complete avoidance, how can that be moderate? Moderate is at normal level, in between, the mid of something, not high, not low, moderate, balanced. That's the meaning of the word. Doesn't matter what the context is, we have direct elimination based on the passage. Okay, the traditional nutrition is to collective well-being, as dietary imbalance is to... That's cool. From the passage, not a test of GS, the most appropriate choice we have witnessed is thank you, Avijit. Yes, 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 yes. We are also saying imbalance. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dietary, not balance, imbalance. So the tone is negative. There should be something negative. And I just had a look at this. Diabetes should be considered traditional nutrition, collective well being. Imbalance, something negative. Stamina is not negative, that's positive. Energy is not negative, is positive. Glutton can't be said negative. Somebody who eats too much. Maybe. I won't say is always negative, but we have clue keywords from the passage. Diabetes. Yes, of course. Which tense is used in the sentence? Reflect. Yes, Rohit. Obviously. V1, no auxiliary, continuous, perfect, continuous, simple, present, or present indefinite. Let's go straight for the rest of those. Camouflage. Obviously, the army hides their equipment by camouflaging. Camouflage is the color of leaves, trees, and the uniform of the army is such so that they can hide in the bushes. Disguise, hidden. Collapse is something different. Evaluate, check, correspond, corresponding. No, 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 no. Just disguise or hidden. Lucid, one of the common words. Done. No, not done, not done. Antonym, sorry. I thought of synonym. Straight. Lucid is clear. That's the synonym. Where they are asking antonym. Coherent paragraph. That's also be synonymous. Boring, out of context. Lucid is clear. Ambiguous is unclear. Straight antonym. Elimination. First of all, the sentence belongs to past. You can drop B. 1, 3, 4. Told to your friend Rohit. Thank you, brother. You have commented the same at the same time. Dropped, dropped. Either this or that. Told me that the man had blessed that man who had believed. Okay, check pronouns. Him or me. The only difference. See, let me check. You is second person according to the object. It should be me. Done. Yes, you are correct. Chasing a rainbow. You think is possible? Ankit, rainbows need not be in dreams. We can see a rainbow while we are alive also, awake also. Follow illusionary goal. Chasing something, rainbows. We can't catch a rainbow. Illusionary goal, idiomatically. The crowd suddenly silent when the lights went out. Obviously, all passed. I was going down the stairs when the lights went out. So, had fallen. Both the actions are happening at the same time. Can't use past perfect. Passive. Fall is intransitive, by the way. Not possible to make its passive voice. No passive tone here. Had fall. Had doesn't take a V1. Just V2 is sufficient. Crowd. Fell silent. Became silent when the lights went out. Emanate. Come. The noise pollution is coming, the busy city streets. Avijit, thinking of time traveling is chasing rainbows. Yep, because that's illusionary, that's not practically possible. Obviously, thank you. It's coming from, emanated from the busy street roads. Source, blank spaces, family and friends. Colleagues were also present. Um, in addition to his family and friends, apart from his family and friends, because they were also present, that means they were also present. Source from. Beside is near, besides, in addition to, apart from, and that's the tone here. Through, source shows medium, upon, in addition to. In addition to his family, friends, colleagues were also present. A gentleman's agreement. I'm a man of word. Good evening, Mohini. Gentleman's agreement. Options have good distractors, but yes, can eliminate. No, 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 no. That's an agreement by a gentleman. You don't trust me? Not casual friends like give me 50,000 rupees. You don't trust me, huh? I'll give it back to you for sure in the evening. Gone, number blocked. Gentleman's agreement. If I have said this, I'll fulfill this. So there should be no signs for that. No formal agreement without any sign. No legal agreement. Just he has said that he will feel this. Yes. Who's that? Prerna. Yes, yes, yes. An obligation with the written proof of it. Then why do you say gentleman's agreement? Say a legal agreement if you want written proof of it. Formally give consent to something is correct, but by signing off, that's going to be a legal agreement then. Can't be a gentleman's agreement. Transaction that is fair and honest. Agreement need not be a transaction. An agreement secured just by the honor of the participant. I know him. I trust him. He's a gentleman. If he has said that, yes. Ruckus, raucous mean the same. Disheveled. Antonym you need to mark. Yes, 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 yes. The one we can trust. प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए. Obviously. Raucous, harsh, rough, noisy. Ruckus, noise. Consternation. I think I'm not feeling well, anxious, worried, may vomit, so that's not the happy feeling. May not be noisy, and we need the antonyms who can be synonymous. That's also harsh, loud, noisy, synonym. Disheveled is when you just make your hair rough and such. That's also rough. Synonymous, soft. No noise, soft voice. Hmm. Welcome, Vaishnavi. Good evening, hey dear. Don't be sorry. Most welcome. If you do not know this, yes, it has been a part of PYQs. They have asked this. Actually, the etymology is it's annoy some. I think it's disturbing me. Annoysome. Drop this noisome. Y becomes I when we combine words. Party becomes parties. IES NOISOME. Noisome. Read the description. Very offensive smell. Noisome. Stalking is a deeply troubling and behavior. Creative. Stalking. Got it? But that's the etymology. I hope you remember this way. Annoy some. Exactly, that's the etymology. Obviously. Thank you. Thank you. Idea. Stalking is a deeply troubling and in the age of internet, in the age of Instagram, we better know what stalking is. Yes, I've been stalking him or her. Constantly having an eye. Stalking is a troubling and innovative behavior gives me a positive tone. Creative behavior gives me a positive tone. Corrosive, gradually damaging. It's not a behavior that's damaging, it's a behavior that is invasive. You enter someone's privacy without their permission. That's what stalking is. So the most appropriate tone word for stalking should be invasive. The British invaded India. Maybe harassment, intimidation, online, offline, in their blank space pursuit of control over their victims. Why not D? Just a sec. Corrosive is actually damage, gradual damage. And we are talking about a behavior that's not moral. That's not correct. The behavior which is damaging, that means the behavior is damaging itself. We are applying the adjective to the behavior, and if the behavior is corrosive, it will be damaging. It's not damaging the other's reputation. The behavior which was damaging, it will damage the behavior itself. Is that okay? Yes, of course. Stalkers engage in various tactics: harassment, intimidation, online, offline, in their constant pursuit of control over their victims. Constant, I would say. It's profound. Relative, constant, I need constantly stalking. Restless, it's not about restless, you're not able to sit on a chair or something such. It's about relentless, without stopping, constant. Cryptic, it doesn't matter, it's cryptic or open, but constant. They may live in constant fear, looking over their shoulder, those who are stalked. Somebody's stalking me. Uh, and experimenting a lot, experiencing a loss of, this. If somebody's stalking me, I think somebody's here, somebody's there. My privacy. That's what it is. That's why it is invasive. In some cases, it can lead to physical violence. Lead to. Yes, loss of privacy. Exactly. Done. It can, that was the mild level. It can increase, lead to, escalate. No juggle, jiggle, jumble, encounter with fixed preposition. Escalate, that means it can increase, not just to stalking, but to physical violence also. Escalate, increase in terms of intensity or impact. Allies. We have heard of, yes, political allies. Alliance. Before 2024, Ankit. INDIA. Yep. The supporters. Namaskar, Uma. Good evening, beta. Most welcome. Friends, obviously. Allies. Alliance, the one that supports. Or those who support. That's what I was doing. The meaning of ruminate is this: what animals do. Just digesting their food by bringing it back to mouth, then this process. We humans do not do that. We can't bring food back from stomach to mouth. So that is, at that time we feel like they are thinking about something. That's what we do. Yes, I should do this. Yep, I must. Sure. Think about, ponder, contemplate, think about something, dwell on and upon. The philosopher would think about the nature of time for hours. Okay, that's the abstract one, not for the animals. She needed some time to think about. He would often think about the past decisions to think about such a problem, but in the quiet pasture, the cow, that's the opposite one. All three, the rest of those were the same. Yes, cow, buffalo. Yes, Prerna. Thank you. Superb piece of information. That's why they are called ruminant animal. Perfect. Yes, of course. Rely on this, depend on this, not depend in this or rely in this. Same from the same sentence, relying on this, relying on that. Straight from the same sentence itself. My computer is a dog. Which dog fetches files? What sort of comparison is this? Obviously, it's not an idiom with a different meaning. Onomatopoeia are the words which are made from the sounds themselves. Like a cow and such. Vroom, vroom of a bike and such. Oxymoron are two opposite words put together. Truly false, falsely true, happily married. Metaphor, implied simile. You are comparing a computer to a dog and not using like or as. Would be simile then. My computer is like a dog. Simile. My computer is a dog. Metaphor. Implied simile. Grammatically correct. Hardly, barely, scarcely, without which we can't have complete examination of SSC. Mohini. Thank you, Prerna. Thank you. Yes. Hardly, had, impossible. Hardly takes inversion. Had she entered, had she entered, had she entered. When everyone stand up, everyone is a singular subject. Without an SES, it's not possible. Impossible, impossible. Stood up, fine. Two sentences back to back in perfect tenses? No. Everyone stood up when the teacher arrived. So one has to be in past indefinite. Conditional clauses, I hope you remember. No, 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 no. Nothing such. Thanks for the appreciation. Just to make you smile, nothing such. Thanks a lot. Superb, Avijit. Conditional clauses can never be in future. Mummy, I'll come if I will get leave is not possible. Possible in the native tongue, not in English. Conditional clauses can never be in future. Perfect. So I will cook food before I will. Conditional clauses can never, ever, ever be in future. Before I take a bath, I'll cook food. That has to be in the present tense. Conditional clauses, if he will, when you will, until he will. Done. Done. Yes, of course. Has he applied for the post? Had, that's present perfect. It's not narration, it's voice. Have the post, post is singular, can't take have. Did, that's perfect tense. That's it. Okay, some easy peasy to finish things off. I think done. Superb. Superb. Obviously, two statements talking about the same. Survey, research. A market survey identified consumer needs. What are the needs? A new product was launched based on those research findings. So that's the research survey. These are the findings. Now, just one option starting with 3 and 4. That's the descriptive one. A market survey, according to a survey conducted by the Hindu, the Indian Express, 3, 4 on just one option. Is that correct? Market survey, identify needs. New product was launched based on research findings. Profits increased steadily due to the demand, customer demand. Company expanded operations into international markets now. Further. Yes, that's correct. No problem. 3, 4. AI is reshaping modern workspaces. Should be the first one. Whoa. Done. Everyone. Yes, of course, it's straight. AI is reshaping modern workspaces. One in just two options. Routine tasks are automated by AI. Not bad. This shift, okay, that started, but let me just show you the previous one also, where I explained. AI is reshaping modern workspaces, changing. Routine tasks are automated by AI. That's the change. This shift, because there have been changes, shifts, demand new skills. And even better, because of these new skills, we need to reskill or train. Done. 1, 2, 3, 4, straight. I have a class at 5. Quick. You are correct. Girls walked rapidly through the woods. Completely descriptive, otherwise they, who? Q, but starting in to. QP shouldn't be correct. They walked rapidly through the woods. Probably they took this path or that path. Now the link. S and P should be together. At close range, the door in the rock was not visible. However, they knew exactly that's the location. So there's contrast that it's not visible, but I know that's the location. I know that's the location. So Q, the first one, SP, not PS. Q, the first one, not PS, SP. SP here. Last. You answer this, I just drop a message that live in 2 minutes. It's blur now. Sorry. Sorry. It was on autofocus. Yes, happiest Rohit. The camera loves me. Personification. Done. See, C can start, D can also start as should be the first one. A can start, no problem. Okay, we don't have an option starting with A, but D can start. C can also start. We have an option starting with A, and that's the answer probably. Sorry. I'm honestly sorry what I said. C can start. My mind is there. Time up. Or A can start. D cannot start, excuse me. Also, B cannot start because so D dropped. Either this or that. I read with C first. Technology integration in classrooms can enhance the learning experience and accessibility of resources. No problem. A can be the first one. Interactive learning techniques engage students more effectively than traditional lecture-based methods. Next statement is quite clear. A, D. Okay, it's visible, I think, now. I closed it. I don't know why there was a disturbance, but let's finish things off. That was all correct. D option was the Rohit in 15 days, brother. Thanks for the cooperation and support in 15 days. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Would love to see you in the upcoming sessions. Bye-bye. Take care. Be safe. The answer to the last one, if it is not visible, was the last one, starting with A and then D after A, not DA in the second last one. 2 new courses started. Tier 2 complete practice course, English medium, and CGL 2026 complete foundation course 4.0 starts today. The English medium one, the Hinglish medium one also. Okay. Bye-bye. Take care. Be safe. See you. Thank you. Finishing things off. Everyone. Thank you, Prerna. Buddhist monk, Rohit, Ankit, Vaishnavi, Uma. Thanks a lot, everyone here. Take care.